How to understand Indian architecture. When it comes to learning it, there is a great master of 20th century, none other than Balakrishna Vithaldas Doshi, the first Indian architect who won the Pritzker Prize. In 1981, Doshi was searching for his architectural style, and the biggest pressure for him that he didn't want to take the direct influence from his guru, Le Corbusier and Louis Kahn. So he chose the path of Indian traditional architecture and blended it with the modern architecture. Doshi created a beautiful project named Sangath, his own office. The idea behind this office was to create a place where people can engage in dialogue. The office should not look like an office. It should be a place of worship where people come, enjoy and become productive from within. Sometimes it is hard to understand Doshi's work. That's why many people don't grasp his style of work, because Doshi's work contains lots of intangible spaces. He always talks about the architecture of the unbuilt. To understand Doshi's work, you need to think like an Indian going to a temple for worship. Doshi never designed for identity. He always designed for people, considering how people will use that space to its full potential. We will try to learn Doshi's principles by examining his own project named Sangath. Sangath is the key project introducing the mythopoetic dimensions of Doshi's work. Let's see the plan of the Sangath. He created a structure like a vault where you enter from the south side and you will not find the entrance of the office directly. He created a path of journey where people will search for the entrance, and that is his idea of creating excitement in the space. You take a journey inside the trees like a jungle, turn around 90 degrees and you see the glimpse of the office. It is a panorama view where these vaults act like a mountains and water is coming from these vaults. You lose yourself in the feeling of amazement. As you walk forward towards the upraised platform, you find a small entrance which is downstep like a temple. This journey he created is very similar to traditional temple. The upraised platform, the hidden entrance, the sense of excitement and the lower entrance of Garbhagriha in the temple is very similar approach that Doshi followed in his office. Doshi always gives importance to the climate. While one is taking the path of excitement, Doshi fuses the blend of climate into the design. Doshi uses the north light directly into the office and protects the west sun by aligning the vault in the longer direction of north and south. These vaults-like structure created an icon in the viewer's mind and also uses the passive cooling technique to decrease the temperature of the interior. This office is half sunken into the ground, which uses the benefit of the ground cooling. These vaults are beneficial in maintaining the air circulation in the office. Doshi added china tile on the skin of the structure so that it reflects the harsh sunlight of summer. Here in the office, openings were limited on the west side so that lower rays of the sun cannot enter into the office. Whereas Doshi added the insulation layer by adding terracotta tube inside the walls. Doshi added water screens in between the vaults, which are part of vernacular practices and make the interior cool. He always uses the path of excitement into his design. You enter the office and you direct it away from the building. You encounter a moment of pause, which gives you a reflection of architecture from the lotus pond. His architecture is always in the background and people are the main character of his design. This journey is not axial but diagonal. In this journey, one will encounter landscapes, sculpture, raised platform, trees, grass, amphitheater, earthen pots, water, lotus, a journey to the hillside village. And finally, you see an entrance that is small and step down, where you again pause. You enter into the state of calmness that is Indian architecture. A fusion of drama, character and space becomes the combination of immeasurable things. The site is surrounded by trees and you will see the water traveling from the vaults. The structure is upraised like a temple and an open amphitheater is the part of multi-purpose space. Doshi designed the office like a hillside village where water is coming like a river from the mountains. These vaults are like cave-like structure where people enjoy the rawness of the structure. If we see the section of the office, it contains a series of vaults and different levels of floor which are connected to each other. People created dialogue inside the space, and meanwhile you will have your own privacy while you are working inside the office. Doshi designed this office organically. Doshi said that architecture should always guide the people through their plans. Space should interact with the people, and function determines the form. For Doshi, architecture must always be sustainable, local and vernacular. Doshi is deeply rooted in the tradition and contextual knowledge of the site and works around the mythopoetic dimension of Indian tradition. Sangath is the idea of modern Indian architecture, and if you have a passion for architecture, you cannot ignore these principles. And we can also follow these principles into our design to make architecture more beautiful and elegant. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button. See you in the next video. Salute.